Okay, so this is gonna be a bit of a different video than my usual video. It's gonna be a discussion video. With me, I have Virgil, Soto, and Blue Nova. I'll have their links in the description. Say hi, guys.
What is
What's
good?
up? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
So in this video, we're just gonna be talking a bit about the gacha. We have a bit of interest in it, so we're just gonna go over that. So we're gonna have 4 points. What we're gonna expect from the game, the longevity of the game that we think, what we'd like to see in the game, and problems with the other gachas that they've done. So to start off, what we'd expect in the game, what do you guys think?
The best
roster.
animations.
Animations, of course.
Yeah.
Modern day gotcha games to keep up with getting into our second point, like the longevity. We need to have really good, game style, play style, animations and stuff like that.
Oh,
Can't
for
be just
sure.
one of those games where you click buttons and like things happen. It has to be like a 3D. I feel like it's definitely gonna be a 3D. One of those joystick type action games.
Yeah,
Similar
'cause-
to
If it does start out with horrible animations, we're gonna need it to do what Dokkan did, where over time its
yeah.
animation just got a whole lot better.
Yeah, thing is with Dokkan, it was made for back in the day, where this is a 2021 game. Now, of
And
course,
it needs to keep up with stuff
yeah.
like Brave Souls, Dokkan Legends, all that.
Right.
I would love to see 3D also, like kind of a My Hero type of game, the Strongest Hero. That would be nice.
it'll be very
The other
similar.
games they made are like turn-based, but this I feel like could be different. Considering the art, I feel like it could be really high quality. So there are some arts that we've seen so far, and they're really, really high quality, which is a good thing for the game. Like Dokkan has like 280, like 1080, not even 1080p art in the game, which isn't too good, right?
Yeah.
We need to have that art in HD once
Oh,
we
for
open
sure.
up the game.
Yeah. And it seems like they made two different arts, so maybe there's like an awakening type of thing, but I'm not too sure on that, right?
That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
Other
that would
things
be.
probably we could
Yeah,
expect.
like
other-
from SR to like UR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be one of those games. It probably will be. I feel like
It
every
probably will
game
be.
needs like some sort of awakening from like 4 or 5 stars to SSR to UR. You just need it. You just need it in a game like this. And they said it's gonna be an RPG, so not too sure how they're gonna do. Like, I mean, it could be like a story-based type of game, right?
Probably will
Yeah,
be. Yeah.
it really depends on the developers, and since it isn't Bandai, so it really depends on what games they develop.
Yeah.
But yeah,
My worry is it's gonna be like Dokkan, where you just press a button and it just does the rest for you. I want it to
Yeah.
be as interactive as Legends stuff.
yeah.
right.
Put Ninja Tribes. It could
Yeah.
very much be like that. Like the arts look very similar to Ninja Tribes.
Oh yeah, for
I wouldn't
sure.
I wouldn't mind a game like that.
If done right, if done right, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Right,
Because they have done turn-based games before, but we'll talk about that later because I don't want to get too much into it. But having it done right could be good. Now, something like Dokkan, it all depends on how they do it. Now, the only game they're really known for is Konosuba. I don't want to touch on that right now, but we'll have to see. Maybe because it's Jujutsu Kaisen, they'll treat it well. If they don't, then that sucks because Jujutsu Kaisen, you want the first game ever to be good, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But
The
since
I mean,
names
with an
Yeah.
IP with an IP as big as JJK, you cannot mess up the first mobile game
Oh, yeah.
or the first game ever of it.
Please.
But
right?
RPG games, I feel like most gacha games that are RPGs are 3D. Like if you see RPG, usually it's a 3D gacha game. So that's
Yeah.
already a plus for this game. But
It is.
because it's a 3D, I'm not sure how they're gonna do it because they haven't really done 3D games before from what I'm seeing. From what I'm seeing, so it's a good and a bad at the same time, right?
Yeah.
But in terms of like, okay, let's get on to the next point, longevity of the game, right? Seems like there's a decent amount of characters, right?
I don't know how the developers of the Konosuba game
Mhm.
how they interact with their community, but we need like the strongest hero level of
Yeah.
interaction with the community and the developers.
Yeah, for people who don't know, the strongest hero, at least the NA version, they interact on the daily. They're really goated in terms of interaction with the community. Like, it's the best we've ever gotten. Like, there's some games that aren't even allowed from the devs to interact with us, but strongest hero is allowed. And from this game, it would be cool. I'm not sure how much interaction they have with the other games, but looking at strongest hero, they could take the goods and the bads from it, right? because right now we're in a bit of a rough spot with the strongest hero. If you didn't know, just check.
That's a whole other video.
Yeah, that literally. You can check any like big content creators channel and you'll get it right away. Like it's pretty simple.
But I have a feeling that like this game will be pretty similar to that game, The Strongest Hero. Like I've
sure.
got that kind of vibe. Maybe also Demon Slayer. Like those three will be like 3D action, like gacha type styles.
Yeah, because also some of the like newest upcoming shonens that are like succeeding, right? So they're gonna be kind of similar. Landscape is pretty good. I rather landscape games because, you know, it's bigger screen. The animations could look better because like they have more to work with, kind of.
They have more space to work with.
Yeah.
So we also got to think about like content wise. Like you know, many gachas go down mainly because of content and not gaining money. So,
This
like,
game is set for money, but content. I'm not sure because they can't really work with manga. Usually games don't do that because it's a spoiler. The only game we've seen do that is Bleach, but only years later, right? Like 3 years after they started working with manga content because they had nothing left, right? They did what they could. But Jujutsu Kaisen, the roster is pretty big. You got the students, the teachers, and everything. The demons, like you see Mahito and I forgot the other demon's name, the nature demon, right? And also Jogo, right? So it's like there's a good amount, right? But I feel like the movie's gonna help a bit. But from what I know right now, there's not too many extra characters in the manga. I mean the movie.
Yeah.
But season 2,
that would be great. It'd be great if they released it like right around the movie. I mean, more popularity and more advertisement for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna release around season 2 because we haven't gotten a trailer or anything, so that takes the possibility of the next 6 months, I'd say. Considering we only have like 5 arts, I'd say it's gonna be in at least 6 months minimum.
100%.
And from that point, we're gonna have to expect like 2022. Like that's like if they already have a good amount done. If not, it's probably 2023, which sucks. But if they keep a good amount of info, unlike Demon Slayer, then we'll be good. We'll be good, and it'll keep people still hyped for the game. Like the base post, like the Twitter post, got like 70,000 likes, I think. It was it was crazy.
Yeah, it's
hype
crazy.
is real, bro. It's Jujutsu Kaisen, bro. One of the, it is one of the biggest animes out right now. So it's a lot of going behind this. We were all hoping they do good behind it, but it's like they basically have to. It's either a flop or drop.
Yeah.
Or a flop or go. I mean, but
like without it being good, it's gonna last at least a year and a half because it's Jujutsu Kaisen. They could probably like support the game for the first year and a half with the base funds they get from the first month. I feel like because it's Jujutsu Kaisen, that's the only reason.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those games like if Dokkan like the style was a different IP, it wouldn't have succeeded. But because it's Dokkan Dragon Ball, it worked out, type of thing.
Yeah.
It just has too much history behind it, so it's like that's what's just keeping it pushing forward.
And this game has hype in Japan and overseas, right? Everywhere. So that's good.
Everywhere.
Like
global hype.
It's like bare none to Demon Slayer. Like Demon Slayer, the only difference it really has is in Japan, it's like popular in politics also, which is kind of crazy to think about, but it's a thing. It's a thing. So Jujutsu Kaisen has made its rounds with the anime, and I feel like in 24 episodes they got a lot more characters comparing to Demon Slayer. So I think we're set for that. This game, like I said, I feel like if they do good, 3 years minimum. If they do good.
If they do good, yeah. I mean, there's always potential for new games. Like the manga, the anime is huge, so it's like they just time it and they space it out right. They can definitely go places.
Especially like considering like they could make a base character and then also like with their domain expansions. I don't think I'm having a blank, right?
They can have like an active skill type of thing where Sukuna or Gojo can do their domain.
Yeah,
so a lot of differentiation.
And then this is
the Hollow Purple, the Red Attack,
Black Flash,
the domain, everything.
Yeah, and they could like make dual cards like Toto and Itadori, stuff like that. So
similar to Phantom Knights. Yeah.
With just season 1 alone, you have like a year of content, maybe even more.
Blue Nova, from what you said, as long as they make it better than Phantom Knights, I think we're good. That game has some history, but yeah, they could do dual cards. That would be pretty cool. I feel
Don't make
like.
him break down mid video.
Bro, okay. Okay. Sorry. Making me laugh. Okay. Who would you like to see in the game?
Okay,
Like,
this is something I spoke with Nova earlier, where they could do something like what Legends does, where they bring up original characters, like what Grand Cross.
That'd be
and,
dope.
like I said
That'd be
before,
dope.
Legends.
this
does-
is definitely a
yeah.
game that they could do that in. Yeah.
Yeah, they can make new second years, new first years,
Or like a first year
whatever.
next to Itadori, or Itadori's friend that's gets caught up in it, and now he's in Jujutsu Core, that type of thing.
But yeah, they could do like side stories and such, like mini games that like don't potentially have like that much content within it. Do like side stories, like other versions, like Valentine's versions and stuff like that. So that would be nice to see.
They can bring up costumes that don't cost
Yeah, yeah.
anything and are free to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be good. You know they're gonna monetize the hell out of this
Oh
game.
yeah.
Though.
Oh for sure.
Yeah.
Especially just like making, beach outfits are always gonna be a thing.
I mean, they're gonna
especially-
need to, like, games that aren't Dragon Ball specifically, or even like Naruto, to say, like, they're gonna monetize the hell out of their games because they don't have a
Right.
whole lot of history with the manga or anime going on. So it isn't as big the franchise. So I think that really impacts the prices.
Yeah.
And like the rates of the game as well. I'm sure we'd like get
'Cause-
into that, like on like what we expect with like rates and whatnot. But
Yeah.
the rates are also affected by said stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the thing with like a smaller roster, you can't do something like Dragon Ball where there's like 20, like 50 to 100 different characters in a game, right? There's less, so the percentages are
Really
going to be
space it
lower.
out.
They're going to have to
Yeah.
be lower because there's less people to pull for. Now, over time, there's going to be more, but it's still going to be only different variants of the same character because even getting later in, it's only the same characters with a few additions that are
Right.
different. But with Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach, they have so many new characters because of all the different arcs. But like every arc, they
have
introduce like
variation.
20, 30 different new characters because of how those animes worked in the days, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like for a character, personally, the custom character would be nice. Skins, nice, right? That would be really nice. Skins, if done right, I hope they don't monetize it to a crazy extent. Genshin Impact recently monetized the skin for basically around the multi, and you have to you can't get it with normal currency. You have to get it with the paid currency. So
Yeah.
it's not the
They
right
might
way.
they might just do a Genshin where they have one skin able to be purchased and the other free through an event.
Yeah. They're definitely gonna go on
They do
both
that in
sides of
Grand
the
Cross,
spectrum.
too.
They're gonna go for a
Those are
Gojo
good-
skin, and they're gonna go for like a Maki skin, right?
Yeah.
They have pieces in Grand Cross, the accessory piece, the weapon piece, the outfit piece, all that. It's like a multi each for all the pieces.
Yeah.
I would like, if they do decide to do this, I hope it's not just for the skin. Maybe like they can add like buff effects, percentages towards like
that would be
attack
nice.
or
They're
like
gonna have weapons because we saw Maki have a weapon. We saw Yuji use Maki's weapon, and they
Yeah.
have weapons. They're gonna use weapons. Probably like if you get a certain weapon, they're gonna boost it. So it's like support cards or like equipment,
Something
stuff
of
like
the
that.
sort, yeah.
Yeah. Every
Cursed
game has to
weapons,
have that.
cursed objects, stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Like that would be nice. But they could make like a special Itadori. Like as you progress in story, you get stronger with Sukuna's like fingers, like that. So like
Yeah,
something
that'd be dope.
special for like the main character, like how Charlotte is in Dragon Ball Legends type of thing.
Yeah.
If they do,
something
like,
that goes
don't-
along
yeah.
with the story of the game, but like has its own story. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, that would be nice. Very nice.
It would be, for sure. But except for that, like who we would like to see, really all we could talk about is that it's not enough to go off of the anime. Like we got a good amount of characters, but with how Jujutsu Kaisen is looking, it's not like an insane amount of characters for the game, right? They're gonna make variants, and that's pretty much it.
until the anime develops, at least.
Yeah, probably. feel like the movie, it's basically like a backstory, so we won't get too many characters out of that. But season 2 definitely is gonna be like really nice. It's like Dragon Ball in the way where it's just like power ups a lot of the time, right? So
Yeah.
that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be really, really cool. Now getting on to our last topic, problems with the game. So they made a gacha game called the Konosuba Fantastic Days, I'm pretty sure. And they kind of goofed it. So they first off made it region locked to Japan, and pretty sure it was Japan. So you can't use it on like you can't use it on BlueStacks, right? You can't use it on QApp. You just literally can't use it unless you have a VPN for Japan. But then like I think it was 8 months into the game, there were like a good amount of videos saying that they were quitting the game. Like content creators are quitting, it wasn't too good. And that's like the main gacha that they've done. So that's not too good of a thing. They haven't made too many, and that was the one that they did. So
Yeah.
they might flop. They could easily flop with how
It's easy,
Konosuba turned out.
There's a higher chance for them to flop than do good, to be completely honest.
Yeah, to be honest.
I'm just
It's-
Those are
hoping it's
gacha
not-
games in general.
like if we see
it's not
Naruto,
even
a
their
huge
fault.
IP, they still flop on every game. Pretty much every game. Like it's pretty sad. Like they last
Going in
because
with
it's
low
Naruto, but
expectations is pretty safe.
yeah. I don't have we shouldn't have high expectations, because if they do good, then it's good for us because it'll make us happy, but if they don't, then we'll be prepared.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you guys can't expect going into the game for it to be good, because you're probably gonna have your expectations just
I mean, look
smashed
at
to the
the
ground.
strongest hero, man. Like they started so good.
Yeah.
Started so good.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
like the games
this-
just switch
global
very
versions.
fast.
It's global versions. Taiwanese version
Yeah,
was
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Taiwanese version was amazing, right? Gacha
Yeah.
games in general, like global versions at first aren't the best, but you know,
Because they've already, the
yeah.
other version's been out and stuff like that. And
They just flopped. But you know, I feel like it's weird that like these games aren't dropping like right away in English, and like global also, considering how big they are. Like it's a bit weird. Like these are like the biggest anime for now, like in Shonen Jump and in general. Like Demon Slayer still has amazing sales, and Jujutsu Kaisen is doing amazing right now. It's like in top 50 manga all the time. The anime did crazy. Everyone knows Jujutsu Kaisen, right? So for them not to release global was a bit weird, but hopefully it's because they're taking their time on this and they want the global version to
Exactly.
also be good with translations and all that. So that would be nice for it to stay the same. For it to stay the same. If we get global like within the first year of JP, that would make sense, because Dokkan and Legends, Dragon Ball games, and Naruto, they have like Japanese versions, but then they release global versions, or at the same time, right? And these are huge games, right? Like Jujutsu Kaisen is a huge IP, so I mean, if they don't release global like in the first year, at least it's gonna be a bit weird.
oh, it's gonna be really bad if they don't.
Yeah. Like, not everyone wants to play a Japanese
You don't need
game,
to do it immediately, but a couple months in would be, a good time to do so.
for sure.
A couple months in.
So let's
They
give our
wait too
final.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple months in, it'd basically just be too long for them to drop it. Like it'll just be like forgotten. Like there's too much into the game already for them to drop it if they wait too long for the global version.
After like
So it's something they should
8
implement
months.
pretty soon,
Yeah.
I'd say.
After 8 months, it's not too good, because like, I mean, it'd be fine, but not amazing type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are your guys' thoughts? Like final thoughts overall?
All right, I know I brought this up already, but we already know Bandai isn't the one who's like making the game, right?
Yeah.
And this company, like, they only developed so far, from what I know, 3 games, and one of them is
Yeah.
the Konosuba game.
Yeah.
And from the gameplay, well, you
Gameplay
already
is
know
not the
it's similar
best.
to. Yeah, it's just similar to many other games where you just tap. It's like the character, and you just gotta tap like their abilities, and that's about it. But
Yeah.
like honestly, I'm just hoping the game turns out to be like way better. Something like, and considering this like the first shonen they're doing, like first shonen anime, RPG game they're doing.
It's
So
a bit
hopefully
scary.
it doesn't-
It is a bit scary considering it's the first. Soto, what do you got to say about this? I guess he's
What do
not
I gotta
there.
say?
Oh, yeah.
everything what Nova just said. I just hope this game goes well. I don't want it to flop like the Strongest Hero did.
Yeah, like they have like Strongest Heroes are a really good example for like how not to start a game off. The global version, at least the Taiwanese version is fine, but global definitely don't start it off like that. Try to make stamina easy, make you want to play the game, give us like good amount of currency, like make the banners fun, make the characters fun. If the characters are fun, that's gonna make it even better. Strongest Hero definitely didn't flop on the characters. It was perfect how they did it, right?
It's a great example. Strongest Hero is a great example just because the franchise of My Hero Academia could be very similar to Jujutsu Kaisen. It's a huge franchise. So the game was already just so hyped. There's so many players on it. There's, the gameplay is actually very fun.
Gameplay is fun. Every character is different. It's fun.
Like you're able to actually play it. Like you mentioned, the stamina, the currency that they give you in the game, it's very stingy, very like greedy, and they want you to monetize it. Like a game, for it to be successful, they have to have, be good to the player base. There's
free to plays and pay to plays. It should be good for both, and there should be like a fine line between them to the point where like not everything's behind the paywall. Like that type of thing isn't good.
Yeah,
so
always,
I feel like that's it. 20 minutes. We did a pretty good discussion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments if you got to this point. Much appreciated. Yes. So
we're gonna drop a like.
Just definitely make sure to slap that like, you guys. We will probably be back with whenever they update us on more content. We'll just be back in for the discussion and
hopefully
just give our thoughts on whatever new stuff is.
That would be really cool for more. So thank you guys for watching. I'll have their links, Soto's Twitter, Blue Nova's YouTube, and Virgil's YouTube in the description, not comments, in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you hopefully soon with some more info. See you guys.